Time has come once again to speak as co-creators in Magic Do. I'm Daniel Dubois,
I'm Michaela Gaffinstone.
and we're your guides on your journey into the heart of the primordial. Welcome to Season 7, Episode 7. We go where we go.
True. That's exactly what we're about to do, funnily enough. So I'm going
All
to
right.
jump in and
Yeah.
lead you and the listener, should you choose to, in a journey. So if you're listening to the podcast right now, you can hit pause if you need to, but basically get your space ready so that you're in a comfortable position. You can lie down, you can sit down. I don't care, it doesn't matter. Just be comfortable so that you're not distracted by your environment.
All right.
Because this is not a meditation, this is a journey, and distractions won't help you on that journey. If you have music you like to play, drum beat or something, just make it something that's very zen and put that on now. If you need to pause, get all that set up, come back.
All right.
And now that you're
I'm
back,
obviously not using music for copyright purposes, so
right. But I mean,
yeah,
it's just what people can do.
right.
And we are going to start with the breath. So breathing in nice and deeply past the chest and into the belly, down into the sacral center, and release. Just let everything flow. You're letting the breath come in and nourish the body, nourish the spirit, and let go of whatever you've been holding tight, whatever's restricting. Every time you breathe out, let a little more of that go. Keep breathing. Breathe in the nourishment and exactly whatever your spirit needs. It knows what it needs. It can draw it in. Let go of whatever you've been hanging on to that you don't need. You might see colors turning from gray to white or gold to, I don't know, orange. What do you see? Go with whatever comes up for you. Could be a sound, could be a color, could be nothing. Doesn't matter. You can do 3 more breaths like this. And after the next breath, you're going to journey inwards, however you need to take that journey. And you're bringing with you question. What is the shape or form? What is the movement and the purpose for your biggest emotional challenge right now? Where is that in your body? You're journeying inwards. It might show up as an area that's hidden from you. It may feel different, feel off in some way. We're looking not for a problem, but for a path to transformation. I will name what the emotion could be, which is anger. And I think a lot of people have sort of pent up anger right now. at life situations, all kinds of things. But how can that be transformational for you? And for Danielle, when you find something, if you find something, let me know.
All right. I got something.
You have
So,
something?
yeah. So right now in the visualization, I'm kind of nestled in my intestines.
Okay.
Mm, Before I got there, no, yeah. Like normally I'll fall, and that's how I'll get like to my zone. Like I'll let myself fall internally. That's my visualization. Just fall through a void. But there were tendrils grabbing me as I fell down, and then they eventually let go. And then that's where I landed.
And what do you find now you're there?
So lots and lots of extra tendrils coming out of the walls of the intestines. And then there's like a shrouded entity.
Do the tendrils feel like attachments,
They feel like restraints.
restraints? Okay. That's attachment coming from something else to you rather than from you to it.
Hmm.
So, what is restraining you and for what purpose?
Hmm. The word I get is shadow. It's the only word that comes up. There's, I'll share what I'm seeing, see if it jogs anything. But so I see the eye of a woman sleeping. But I should note that this was also present during the fall to get into the relaxed state. The cloaked figure is spending half its time apart from me and then part of me.
Is
Kind of
it trying
almost
to
like
lead
a
you
rhythm.
somewhere?
What's that?
Is it trying to lead you somewhere?
It is because the tendrils let go. They're not completely let go yet, but and then I'm being moved into a void.
And what's the purpose of the void?
It's a space that needs to be filled.
With?
Yeah. Basically, there's work I need to do on filling that void. And
What does it
the
want?
figure, sorry, what was that?
What does it want from you?
It wants love in there.
Okay.
It actually makes
Are
very
you
much
able
sense.
are you able to pour some in now? You
No.
can ride that breath inward if you need to.
Oh, that makes a difference.
Mhm. Your time, your pace.
It's an ongoing project to fill it.
Can you begin the process?
Not right
Oh,
now.
something that just came in. Check. Is there a leak?
Oh, absolutely.
What can you do with that leak? Do you need to transform it? I'm getting change, like it needs to change shape somehow so that it no longer leaks.
Yes.
Will it do so willingly?
Yes.
Excellent. Then I would help it. It's up to you, of course. This is a suggestion only. You could help it change the shape so that the leak stops, so that the leak is no longer necessary,
Mm.
I should say.
So what I'm getting is that this journey right now won't fix the leak. However, it is the starting of fixing the leak.
What does it need to fix the leak?
This is almost like a catch-22 here. It needs love. Not a catch-22. What's that?
Is that true? Ask if it's true.
It says yes.
Does it
Emphatically, it
feel
says
like a
yes.
yes?
Hmm?
Does it feel like a yes?
Yes, it does. It's a very emphatic yes.
Hmm.
Like I can temporarily plug the leak or keep the leak closed. That's the better description. The permanent fixing of the leak is not right now.
Okay. So you have the choice. You always have the free will and the choice to decide if you're going to help now or how you want to proceed with that.
All right, we'll try.
Quiet space on the podcast is while Danielle is working.
Okay.
Are you complete with what you need to do right now?
There's one more thing.
Do you need to travel to that thing or is it still there?
It's still here.
Okay. Ask for the answers you need.
The immediate answer to that was a hug.
Okay. There's definitely a theme here. What color do you see?
I see an orange, orangey brown.
Orangey brown. Is it clear or muddy?
I would argue muddy. It's probably a muddy orange.
The orange. What kind of energy does that color have?
Compressed passion is the word I'm getting, or the words.
Does it need to be released?
Oh, I released.
Hmm.
Now it's filling up.
Has that changed anything?
Now the color's red.
Ah, Is this the word that's coming to me is it a healthy red? Whatever shade that is.
It's not a healthy red yet.
What does it need?
Love.
Hmm. Where does it need love from?
What I got was the world.
Okay, that's a big ask right now,
Mm.
but there are those that are able to do so. Can you create a channel for this so that it
Even
can
before you
receive?
said it.
Okay.
So there's like a vortex, and liquid is and basically water or living water is coming in.
Hmm. Can it flow? It's not stuck.
No.
So there's movement there.
Hmm.
Okay. Does everything seem complete in there as far as this journey goes? Or is there more for you to do?
It's good for now.
Then continue to ride the breath. That's your vehicle for your journey. And take your own time and your own pace to see if there are any further points of entry that you need to investigate, you need to flow through.
Yeah, we're back to the ajna.
Ajna. Okay. If you are willing to go in, you always have choice on these journeys. It's always a case of free will. You don't have to do anything that you choose not to do. But if you have chosen to go in there, and looking at you, I think you did,
Mhm.
then what do you find? What needs your attention?
So there's like it's at once an eye and a white void, and there's a turtle.
What does the symbolism mean to you?
So the turtle is calling itself love and life. So the void is gone, or the white void is gone, and now the turtle is like huge, and we're swimming through the cosmos.
What are you looking for?
An island.
What purpose does the island have?
So it's an oasis,
Hmm.
place to rest and rebuild.
Ah, now that you've located this, I would ask you to make a hand gesture, maybe pressing your thumb and forefinger together to anchor this place for you. so that you can return at any time when you press your thumb and forefinger together. You can do a different gesture if you
Mm.
like, but that's a
I am
an
doing
easy
the
one.
thumb and finger thing, but another gesture
Okay.
is coming into play.
Yep, that's fine. Whatever works for you that you can get back to this oasis anytime you need to,
Okay,
anytime you choose to.
it's secured.
Check with the oasis. Does it need anything from you?
Nope,
Is it there to give to you?
it's there to give.
Then you have found a very sacred space to return
Mm.
to whenever you need to.
Yeah. There's a pool in the middle with water representing the divine feminine.
And is the sense peaceful, dramatic, um, turbulent, calming? What kind of sense do you get?
Peaceful, peaceful, and powerful.
Peaceful and powerful. Okay. I would anchor that also because those are different dimensions to the oasis, different aspects to reach.
Okay.
Is there anywhere else you need to travel to right now?
No, that's it.
Then I invite you to continue traveling with your breath and come back to the physical world when you're ready.
All right. Ready.
Nicely done.
Hmm. I think I've got my journey pretty secured and locked in.
Very cool.
But no, that was a good one. It definitely ties in with the work I've been doing all week, or some of it, anyways. Yeah.
I was called to do that one for you today, and I don't get that every week. Like last week,
Mm.
I thought I was going to do a journey
Right.
or some kind of thing, and it did not materialize. It didn't come forward. But today's was very strong and very, you begin with this. So
Right.
we did.
Well, I'm going to share some stuff from the week because I learned a lot of lessons
Excellent.
this week
Excellent.
that ties in directly what we did here. So, as we know, I am recently been, for lack of a better word, complaining about romantic love magic, right? But I had decided to take the stance of I'm going to do this, right? Because I do like doing romantic love magic, regardless of the outcome. One of my, it is one of my tools, right? And so I decided I'm going to do it. And as I was casting, I said, okay, I'm going to open the reservoirs and take whatever you need from it, because if I am not, I am nothing if not a creature of love, right? But when it came time to take whatever was inside, there was almost nothing. As in, although I said I'm ready to do the love magic, that particular type of love necessary hasn't been made yet. So there's no reserve to pull from to do the magic yet, or at least not. It's more about preparing the space and more really considering what this love's supposed to be, like what love magic actually is, versus just saying, okay, yeah, I'm going to do it. Because before, right, I would have characterized it as I just got strung along and I went along with it, right? But a lot of it was selfish. And this time out, I'm like, well, it's not about being selfish. It's about if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this fully as a participant in the magic. And so it kind of got to be more honest. And it's like, okay, well, you're doing this because you think you have to do it. And so there's not really real love yet in there to be drawn
Right.
from.
It needs to come from a different place.
Right. And that was kind
Mhm.
of the message of the journey as well. It's like right
Mhm.
now, even though you consciously want to do it, you're not even in a place to do the magic properly.
Right. I think that is a discrepancy that many of us have in lots of areas of life where intellectually we understand the
Hmm.
thing, we've got the thing, but you're not feeling it. It's not
Right.
embodied yet. And embodiment is the phase we need to move into.
Right. Well, and that was the big lesson, right? Because I thought we might actually discuss it this week, this concept of not being connected to it, because I don't really feel connected to the magic yet because I've always done it as being strung along. So I just kind of superficially did it. But this time out, because I'm jumping into it fully conscious, fully consensual, it's an opportunity for a full depth of this magic. And come to realize I'm not completely there yet. I have to still build that foundation. I still have to make the space, so to speak.
And sort of accept at soul level that nothing ever strings you along.
Right,
It's a choice, and you have to accept that you're making the choice.
right,
It's a level of commitment that's required where there's no back off button. There's
right.
no path to the back door to get out of there. It's I'm in, and those doors that we've had closed before, they close
Hmm.
behind, and it's okay that they do that because you're all in. This is what I'm receiving now as a download.
Right,
There is only one way in this path. There is no out. There is no giving it up, changing your mind, allowing the wind to blow you in a
right,
different direction. It's a committed path. That's what I get very strongly, very
right.
clearly.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, I've always been the kind of person, like, the expression in for a penny, in for a pound kind of a thing. Like, if you're going to do this, you might as well be in it all the way. Like, if you're really genuinely committing yourself to it. So that's what I realized all these years I've been doing this kind of thing, not specifically casting magic and stuff like that, but still along that whole spiritual path and all that work was still in that line. And it was like, it was still as deep as it felt sometimes. This was still just superficial level stuff because
I have more for
I
you.
viewed it transactionally still.
I have more coming through for you,
Mm,
which is it's a question of trust. Who do you need to trust? You need to trust you,
yeah.
and you need to trust that the universe has got you. Is you I get an image of you being cradled safely.
Hmm.
And instead of struggling against the cradle from fear, there's a calming and yeah, ooh, there's a soothing sense when you stop struggling and you trust. You got to
Hmm.
sit and trust. That's it's like the trust is a big duvet.
Right.
It's soft, it's encompassing, and it's safe. There's a safety that you need to trust is there. That's
Right.
it. That's what was coming through.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to navigate some really interesting pictures then,
I would think so.
but that's what came through. I think I'm going to get a
See,
lot of things for you today.
yeah.
That's how it's rolling right now.
Well, I figured there would be something like that. That's what I forgot about at the beginning of the episode. I was like, when we were talking before, I'm like, I don't remember what any of it was, but I know there was something. So yeah, because it's essentially the pinnacle of my magic, essentially. And to do it properly, I really have to. Now, I'm not at home. I'm in Tammy's office, right? My sister, for those of you who don't know. But anyway, so I don't have my board, but on my board, one of the first things I had for my goals for January is trust in magic, is the first thing on the top.
And I'd like the listener to know that I cannot see the board because Danielle has the logos up
Right,
behind him. There's a screen, so I can't see where he is or what's on the
right,
board. But that is, you'll just have to take that on
right.
faith that that's true. Um, but yeah, That's what I got very strongly. It's such a solid, it's a heavy word in that the word is constructed very solidly. The word itself, trust, it's like
Right.
you are not going to carry trust lightly,
Mm,
or it can be easy. It's not light.
right.
Okay. Yeah. I get
But
such interesting pictures. That was a sort of 5D picture of the word trust,
mm,
and I could feel the weight of it. And it wasn't a burdensome weight, it's a weight that suggests reality, solidity, substance, a solid construct.
right.
I got
Well, I
like a thesaurus
understood.
running through my head right now.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed to do it properly, I've had to change perspective on things.
Hmm.
Like instead of looking at every step has to be the next, sorry. So basically, instead of saying it that way, but still using the steps, I have to keep in mind that for every two steps forward, you take a step back because that's how things work. You have to do something, step back, confirm it, and see it, move forward again. That's how I've been expecting it to work. That's
Yeah, because I just got a question come
right.
through for you for me to
Mhm.
ask you, for you to ask,
Right.
which is that true?
Well, that's what I was going to say because I didn't have I was trying to find a good wording for what I was doing that wasn't working, right? Like, yeah, I'm expecting to be able to manage every step, and every step has to be solid, and every step has to be correct, and every step has to be what
I
it is,
have
right?
I
And knowing
have
that's not really
this
how things work.
I have this figure that is unclear to see, probably
Mm-hmm.
shrouded, like there's a cloak
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. I can't see features. What I can see is the figure isn't making any sound, but the shoulders are shaking
Right.
with laughter.
Mm-hmm.
You were getting mightily laughed at right now.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a head shake. Like there's just you have vastly amused
Yes.
whatever whoever the shrouded entity is. They are highly amused at your efforts. This control business
I have no
is
doubt on that
apparently
matter.
uh-huh. The control
Mm-hmm.
that you would like to have just appeared on a comic card
Right.
in my vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those joke cards.
Right. That would not surprise me in the least bit.
There's a
None
lot of
of
mirth
that.
going. There's a lot of mirth going around right
Yes.
now. You've really cracked up a whole section here. There's,
Yes.
okay. I haven't had that before. That's
No.
it's an interesting experience.
Well, that's part of
Huh.
my world.
A whole
It's
section
not.
of entities cracking up
Yeah.
laughing? No, generally not. That's not usually what I see.
Yeah. No, the like
There's no sound. There's no
when we
sound, but there's no
yeah,
ambiguity.
yeah. No, I get that. I get that. I actually to clue not to clue, but to lead the listeners into sort of my interaction with spirits is like I think I've done the full gamut with them. I've pissed them off, I've saddened them, I've humored them, I've amused them. I think I've done everything in our relationship between me and spirits. Like I think I've run the gambit of emotional responses.
Hmm. Yeah, you work differently to the way I usually work, but I mean that's one of the reasons why we're both on the podcast together,
Right.
because we do it differently. But I have not had that experience of an entity and then others behind it just cracking up laughing. Um, and the idea that you would control something is the thing
Right.
that's so funny.
Yes.
And it's not you personally controlling, it's the notion of control that's so
Right.
hilarious. Apparently it's really not a feature for anybody at any point. So it's one of those illusions that the straws that people are
Right.
grasping, and control seems to be written on all of them.
Mm.
I am getting a range of visuals today.
Hmm. Well, it should be an interesting day. Um,
Hmm.
all right. I do have some stuff, but it's also not being pushed. I was going to say one of my big lessons of the week, or at least one of the things I'm sort of proud of this week, was I was doing a spell with with Mary Magdalene, and there was like kind of a shadowy serpent kind of did the rounds of the perimeter, and I was like, all right, all right, why are you here? What are you doing? And then it kind of did the typical thing you'd expect from a scenario with a cagey serpent, right? With the whole biblical imagery. And it was kind of like, well, you can't do this, right? Because that's not going to work out for you. And I'm like, oh, so you're here to exploit my weaknesses right now while we're doing the magic. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. What do you have to tell me about what's your argument for why I shouldn't do the spell or can't do the spell or let's go. Like, let's do this, right? Because I figure if nothing else, right, what's being said to get me not to do the spell is probably what I need to do the spell. Or at least it's viewed as a weakness I have to exploit. So I thought, well, here's an opportunity to learn, right?
Good attitude.
Yeah. Well, because that's what came to me. It's like, well, listen, if it's going to come here to disrupt it, and the words it's using, because I always tell people the lies people tell you are just as important as the truths because they're just as revealing. Because what someone thinks they
Absolutely.
need to tell you to get you to not do something, that tells you about them as well, because this is what they think
Hmm.
will work.
Hmm.
So I let it say its piece, and then I'm like, okay, I got it. Thanks for that. Thanks for the lesson. Thank you for the lesson. And then it kind of like slunk away into the background, like far off the field, still watching, but not doing anything, right? We finished the spell, and then the serpent kind of came out of the shadow, and it was just like kind of a regular snake. Well, I should say it was white with red diamond patterns on it. That's how it showed up to me, anyways. And then I'm like, so this was obviously a magic lesson, right? And it's like, well, yeah, it was obviously because you know, you knew right away to learn from what I was trying to do to keep you from doing the spell. And I'm like, all right.
Interestingly, as you started talking
Mhm.
about the snake, the word protective came up. And so I was listening to what you were
Right.
saying through that lens of how is
Mhm.
that protective? And I can totally see that that would be protective in that it's helping you to clarify and to recognize areas that could trip you up.
Right.
So, in that way, protective is often seen as preventative, right? Preventing things
Yes.
from happening. That's not always the case. Protective can be giving you everything you need to be able to do the thing you're here to do
Right.
well and safely. So that was a protective serpent in that way.
Right.
Not in a, I'm going to wrap you up and keep you safe way, because that doesn't actually work. It's great for a newborn baby, but you kind of outgrow it
Right.
fairly soon. And what what is nurturing and rescuing at one point can become restrictive and damaging at a later point. Okay,
Yeah.
I can see that.
What you
This
needed
is
at one time
literally,
is not what you need at another time. And in fact, if it's not your time to have that, it gets in the way.
it could it could get in the way. It could actually have the opposite effect of the
Right.
one that you anticipate.
Yeah.
I'm really getting some interesting downloads today. This is
Mm,
cool. I'm enjoying. I'm gonna have to listen to this again later so that I can
yeah.
hear what I said.
Well, actually, I was going to suggest re-listening to the episode with Kali
Oh, okay.
because I was listening to it on the way down from my place to here, and it was like this needs to be re-listened to. I'm going to mention it to Michaela because we hit on some stuff. I don't remember what it is right at this very second, but it was like, no, this needs to be reheard.
Mm. Okay.
But yeah. So yeah. So for the listeners, right now you got a sense of how my magic works and where I am with my own magic, especially that kind of magic. Because it's about like, and especially with when you do a love magic, love is reciprocation. So you're not the only person involved in the magic. So you have to trust the other person.
I just got another, is that true?
All right.
I'm, this seems to be a question that's coming up a lot today. There's a lot of questioning what you understand to be true.
Mm.
Doesn't mean that it's not. It means you need to question it
Well, yes. Well, that's what I
for
was going to say,
clarity's
right? That was
sake.
kind of the point with the snake was, okay, you obviously see me, something in me that you can exploit. So what is it? And I'm going to learn what that is so that I can learn to deal with it, right? So yes, I'm also getting this, okay? For the listeners, pay attention to this particular moment, these questions, these things we're doing this episode, because these will come up in your magic. In fact, they should come up in your magic. And they're not meant to dissuade you. Like when you said, right, okay, is that true? So my first thing is, oh shit, did I get it wrong? Right? But your follow-up of, it doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means you have to question it. And you question it because we've said this early on when you first came on. It's yes, when we are talking about skepticism.
Ha.
Skepticism is not there for you to say, oh, this is bullshit. Skepticism is there for you to make sure that what you know, you know.
Yeah, and to revisit that information because sometimes the information that you have at one point is no longer valid at another point. That is a theme for today. That is a big point that's landing right now for this episode today for work moving forward is it can be true and it can become not true.
Mm,
And questioning, is it true, doesn't invalidate the thing you're questioning. It opens it to another scrutiny from a different perspective. So, what looks accurate and correct from one angle may
right.
be revealed differently with other developments or information. Information isn't the knowledge, it's the embodiment. Okay, different levels of embodiment will
Mm.
change whether the thing is true or not.
It
Okay,
makes
that's about
sense
as
to me.
clear as it's coming through
It
right
makes
now.
sense to me.
Good, good. That's what I was trying to find a better way to put that, but that was what I got. So that's what you get.
Well, I'll say it this way. It's like, okay, this is an interesting route. It's why we have math for the things we can't visualize. Like if you ask someone to visualize a hyperdimensional cube, so more than six sides of the cube, right? So in four-dimensional space, we can't sit there and visualize it, but we can mathematically model it out. So what you understand on one level, basically, right? What you understand on one level
Mhm.
is different on another level, and then different
Yes,
on another level. So while it's true on this level, it's not true on this level, but it's also true on this level. So you're not
right.
looking at this is purely right, this is purely wrong. It's just like with human design, right? As your gates interact with someone else's gates, creating how you manifest yourself with that person or another person or another person.
Things shift. Yeah,
Right.
things shift. The gaps are bridged, and that shows up differently. Yes, the image again of the baby wrapped
Mm,
up, and then the same thing happening to an older child.
right.
It's a very different outcome. It's a very different feeling.
Hmm.
The one will be reassured and comforted and kept calm, and the other one is going to freak, is what I'm getting.
Right.
It's the same thing, but very differently received.
Right. So what you have to understand then is one, you have to be clear on the circumstances under which something is false and clear in the circumstances under which something is true.
Yes. Yes. Asking, is it true, is like taking the next step and examining it before you put your foot down.
Right.
It's a good question. It keeps coming up. Is it true? Is it true?
Right. Because
And
go
and
ahead.
it's not a judgmental question.
Right.
Is it true is an inquiry.
Right.
It's an invitation to be curious. It's not
Hmm.
judgmental.
Yes. It's an invitation to be curious. It's not whether or not it's true or not. Is it true right now for what you need to do? Because I'll give kind of an answer to what you're saying. To is it true? At the moment, what I'm doing right now in the magic, I would argue I don't need the other person. Right now, what I'm doing is something I need to do on my side. So it doesn't need the other person. So that's a yes. Now, the finishing of the magic will need the other person or whoever is like, it's not just going to be a me thing or not ready yet for that answer. I'm not.
No, what I'm getting is the same figure that had shoulders shaking
Right.
just went
No, no,
like
no.
this, which is for the listener a no movement with
Mm,
the finger, with the forefinger.
yeah.
Um, and again with the shoulders shaking. So
Right. So I'm
there's
still working on
no
stuff.
there's no negativity there.
Mm,
There's just it's the feeling, the vibe I'm getting is like a tolerant parent
right.
that's looking at their kid and they're saying, almost, you're
Yes.
really close. You're so close. Try again. And that's the kind of, yeah, that's the vibe. But the movement is a very clear, distinct finger wagging of uh-uh.
Right. So I'm going
And
to say
I'm
this. Go
the
ahead.
feeling I'm getting though
Hmm.
is it's not saying you're wrong, it's saying not yet.
Right.
Like you
Okay.
can't
So,
decide that yet. You can't know that yet.
right. That's what I was going to say. Right now, that information is not helpful to what I need to do.
Correct.
So
You
it's not
can't know that yet.
necessarily to have it. And this is
Yes.
why I love this episode because this is an incredibly important thing. Because some of the most frustrating discussions you'll ever have going forward, if you haven't already had them, is trying to explain that nuance.
Huh?
Is this true? Well, not for this specific circumstance, but it might be for another. Like, and trying to explain your way around it so that the person understands, or at least guiding them kind of on the journey to understanding it because you can't explain it to them because they need a mindset shift to grab the information or to even receive the information in the first place.
So I was just handed, not physically, but
Mm-hmm.
spiritually, handed a notepad and a pen and told to write down the questions. So your path to explanation is not to explain,
Right.
it's to give them the right questions.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
better
you will
wording of
get
what I said.
further. You'll get further by not explaining, but by questioning
Yes.
and giving them the questions to explore. That is their role. So, for the listener, if this is landing for you right now, go back to the beginning of the episode, follow that journey that Danielle did with this in mind. This is your question. I think, if I remember correctly, I gave you a question to go in with.
Yes.
There was something you were seeking. I don't remember. I don't tend to remember what I've said after I've said
Mm.
it on these channeling
Right.
episodes, but um, there was something you were seeking, and that's the question for the listener.
Mm.
So go back and try that. But for you, it's
Yeah.
not trying to explain what you have done or because you can't.
Right.
It doesn't live in the land of words. But your questions can be stepping stones
Yes.
for others to follow
Hmm.
because they'll have their own answers.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. It's the yeah. Yes is my answer. Do
Yeah, I'm
it.
getting a nodding from the shrouded figure too. It's like, mhm. That's a
Well,
yeah.
yeah, because it
By the
is
way, it's
something
sitting
I've
on my right. Just so you know, it's sitting
right.
on my right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because it's actually been something I've been thinking about all week of like answering questions with questions isn't to be a smart ass, it's to allow the person who asked the first question to understand by constantly giving different perspectives. The questions give a different perspective.
Sometimes the first answers, well, no, I think no. Okay, fine. The first, I just got stopped on that one, like
Yeah,
slap up the head. Okay, the first questions you ask are too superficial to
right.
be worked with. So the follow-up questions are getting you to the level you need to be at to start work.
Michaela looked over her shoulter. I'm starting to see with Michaela what she sees with me.
Every now and then, it's just like, all right, already, would you?
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing to be in communication with something that's here but not here, and
Hmm.
then you're trying to channel that, pass it on, and you keep getting interrupted. It's it can be kind of hilarious, and to the onlooker, I would look absolutely freaking
Right.
nuts, and that's fine. I'm fair enough. I can go with that. I really don't care. Uh if they could see what I could see. Anyway,
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm definitely going to have to listen to this episode again because I'm just getting so much information in different forms. Usually I don't have a figure passing stuff on to me, but right now I do. And this individual is just kind of hanging out and paying attention to what's being said and monitoring. I cannot filter, I cannot redirect or lessen what I'm saying. Even if I think it sounds weird, it's going to come out the way it is.
Right.
And the figure is going to slap me up the head if I do it differently. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Wait till you had the experience I had with Oya. I don't know if you remember, but I was channeling Oya and I couldn't see myself. I could only see Oya when I looked at myself.
Mm, right. Yeah, that would be, it could be unnerving. Notice I changed it from would be to could be.
Yeah. Depends how you go into it.
Yeah. And I think anything you do the first time, astral travel will
Mm.
just leapt to mind. And the first time you astral travel, and I'd love to know if any listeners have done any astral traveling, but the first time you do it, it's unexpected
Mm.
because the scope is not what you think. And how it transpires is not how you expect it to, because you're trying to make sense of something that's not corporeal in a corporeal way. In other
Right.
words, you're trying to attribute bodily sensations to something that is outside of the body.
Right. Yeah. It's the reconciling those things. And that's probably one of the biggest important things to draw from this episode is that you're when you try to get deep into these things, you need to expect layers to show up, layers of knowledge to draw you from one thing to the next incrementally, because your brain has to adapt to holding these ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, I was laughing at Danielle's response to what he just said. Um, yeah, I think it's a case of be aware that you don't know what to expect.
Right.
That's the thing, because some things you can't prepare for, and whatever you have prepared, it's not that. Whatever that thing is that you think is about to happen, it's not that because you can't access it until you do it.
Right.
It's like trying to explain snow to a Bangladeshi
Mm.
who's living in Bangladesh. I tried this once, so this is a legit example. I'm trying to explain snow to someone that hasn't seen it, felt it, or witnessed it in any way, right? This person was in an orphanage and had not got a TV. They
Mm.
hadn't seen any examples of snow. So I am trying to explain completely unseen, unexperienced thing to a person using language that I wasn't particularly fluent in. I can assure you it was an interesting experience that did not end up how I envisaged at all. And I'm not sure that poor person will recover from what they thought snow was. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to explain something when that person has no reference point.
Right.
It's like if you jump out of an airplane with a parachute and you suddenly experience for the first time not having any part of your body touching something.
Hmm.
I did jump out of an airplane, and I can tell you that was the weirdest thing was that none of me was touching anything. And that never happens. Even if you're swimming, you're touching water.
Right.
It doesn't happen that you're not touching something. And your body becomes very disoriented. Like all the
Mm.
limbs don't know where to put themselves because it's like, but where am I? Where am I in
Yeah.
relation to? You don't have a relation to. And it is a very strange sensation the first time you do it because it's the first time you've done it.
Hmm.
So that's those images are the ones that come to mind to explain what I'm trying to say. You can't get it in words, you have to get it in experience.
Right. And even if you get the words, because I was just going to say, well, your brain is cycling through possibilities right now. That's why you get the disorientation because it's like, what can I do? Okay, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Okay, well, I would normally do this. Can't do that. Do this. No, this would be an alternative, but I can't do that. And then, you know,
Right. And your body, you know, you're reaching out to touch something
yeah,
and you can't because, you know, normally your feet are on the ground or your ass is in a chair
right,
or, you know, you're floating in water. You're like you're in or on
right.
something,
Or you might even hang from something, but
but you're still attached to
yeah,
something. Whereas with a parachute, if you've got those straps on you, they're on your body, but you're not really touching them.
right.
It's like clothing. It's on you, but you're not kind of hanging on to it. And
Hmm.
so to reach out and try and touch something when there's nothing, you have to experience it to
Yeah.
get exactly what that means. And that's the expression of when you go into the layers, you go into the deeper journeys,
Hmm.
you can know that you're not going to know until you've done it. That's
Right.
it sounds like confusing, maybe. It sounds like somebody's trying to hide something from you, but it's one of those paradoxical things that once you've done that magic layer, you've attained it, you've worked in it, whatever it is that you're calling in or is calling you in, once you've done that, you'll understand what I'm saying.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like magic is a hidden art. The word occult gets used for on purpose, but
Occult,
it's not.
hidden.
It's not even because you're intentionally trying to hide something. It's just it's hidden, but it's for you, the person trying to understand it, to kind of reveal those layers, to peel to those layers until you understand it, because no one can convey to you directly here, because you need the experiences and you need to have seen or the experiences of what that means, and so you kind of do it layer by layer by layer until you get to it.
It's also another person can't explain it to you how it's going
Mm.
to be for you because they don't know.
Right.
You only know your own path. And if there's one thing that Danielle and I spending
Mm.
what, a year and a half now, something like that, getting on for 2 years in this
Yeah.
podcast. It's
Two
been a
years and me.
while. So the the whole thing is that we don't do things the same way. We do them differently.
Mm,
So I can do my best to articulate what I've got going on, and Danielle does the same,
mm,
but we aren't doing the same. We're experiencing differently because we're coming from different places. And whoever you are that's listening to this, you start where you are. And whatever that is, that's not where we are by definition. So your path is going to be different. Somebody else can't
right.
tell it to you. This is why rule books don't work. It is bullshit because nobody else can write your rule book. It is your path. There are no rules. You don't
Right.
need them. They're unnecessary. Rules are restrictive. Rules are for situations and circumstances where someone else needs to control what you're doing in order to keep you within certain parameters. Like if you're driving down the road, you have the lines that tell you where to
Mm,
be. You have the traffic lights that tell you what to do. You have the road signs that indicate what's permissible and what isn't. All of that is necessary so that we don't run people over or crash into each other.
right.
So those are external rules that are directing you. But when it comes to your personal path, particularly in sort of spiritual world, magical development, and so on, there is none of that. It's only perceivable to you as and when it's perceivable.
Hmm.
So no one else can give it to you. There's no rule book. Let go of the
Yeah.
need for a rule book. Somebody's listening to this that still really wants a rule book. Is that you, Patrick? Patrick, that's you. Put the damn rule book down, okay? You don't need one. You've got it. You're it. Just do your thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, in
I
the
don't know
last
if that
week
was
as well.
Patrick, but he just came up for me, so I think he needs to put that rule book down.
Well, it does bring up an idea because, like, this week I've twice now people who had tarot cards but haven't really been using them. I've had them use them and do a reading for someone else who was present. The first person I did it to was I had my mom do a reading for Patrick.
Ah, okay. How did that
So
go?
went pretty good. I had to kind of my mom has a lot of as open as she is to learn, she still has a lot of stuff, still baggage in the way. So I kind of like,
Uh-huh.
well, try this perspective when you ask the question, or try it, look at it this way, instead of like trying to just say it directly, try this. So there's a lot of that in it. And then today, my sister Tammy, I had her do a reading for my mom.
Okay.
So
Well, somebody's very, very rule bound. It could be that your mom is still shedding
mm,
that. I got Patrick though.
yeah,
Nope, I definitely got Patrick. So, okay, that was for him.
yeah. For just
Right,
for new
you
listeners,
wrongly don't
Patrick's my
shoot the
nephew,
messenger.
and he was
Yes,
on
and
the
he was on the
podcast.
podcast. He was
Yeah,
on the podcast before, um, so I know who it is that came to visual mind.
right.
Um, and he's lifting things up, looking for the
Mm.
rule book underneath. That's the image I
Oh
have.
yeah, he's still very much there.
It's like where is it? I know it's here somewhere. He's searching for that rule book,
Mm,
and it doesn't exist.
yeah,
At least if he finds one, it's not his, so he needs to put it where it can be found by whoever owns it.
yeah,
It's not his. It's like putting the lost mitten on the railing so
yes,
that whoever lost it can find it. That's the book needs to go there if he
mm,
finds one because it's not his.
right.
He doesn't need one.
Hmm.
He must be ready to let that go. That must be why it's coming through. At least that's my interpretation.
Right. Hmm.
I just got figure over here. I got a which for the listener is a sort of shrug,
Yeah,
hands hands splayed out in a I don't know gesture.
yeah, it's funny. The more you can perceive the figures,
I'm
the more
being
interesting the
mimicked.
practice gets.
I think I'm being mimicked.
Yeah, it becomes
Could
interesting
be.
to see just how spirits interact. Like you basically end up shedding any of the religious behavior you have around magic because you actually see them as other living beings. Like you see them as a person, I guess.
Yeah, actually, something that just leapt to mind that for some reason bears telling is within recent weeks, I came across a coach
Right.
who is male.
Hmm.
And that first of all, given the female energy that I'm working with and around, that in itself is exceptional. You and I have been doing this for a
Hmm.
couple of years, so that's not new. This is
Hmm.
new.
Right.
So that's one thing. But this person is a coach, and what he says and does resonates really well with me. This is very, very helpful stuff. And what I find utterly fascinating is that this person is male,
Right.
Texan, and that is
Mm.
significant. An ardent supporter of the current
Right.
person in chief in this
Hmm.
country, and a Southern Baptist.
Right.
So this person essentially embodies the antithesis to everything that I do, work with,
Hmm.
have interest in, connection to, right? This person is exactly not the person you would expect me
Hmm.
to talk to, not the person I would expect me to talk
Right.
to. And he's an excellent coach who resonates very well with me. And I find that both fascinating and hilarious.
Yes.
And my approach to this is to say, well, I'm not going to be offended by your religion,
Hmm.
and you can choose not to be offended by my path. And
Right.
I don't see the one as having more legitimacy than the other, but I just find it very funny. Like it is like a cosmic
Mm.
joke that
Right.
this person has come into my environment at this time. It
Hmm.
is the funniest thing because that is exactly not the person that I would expect at all. He embodies everything that I would not spend
Mm.
time with.
Well,
And yet,
that's yeah.
and yet that's not true because what he knows, understands, imparts is of great value. And not,
Right.
not at all religious, right? We don't discuss religion at
Right.
all, zero conversation on the
Hmm.
subject. But I know that's where he's coming from. I know that's his center, that's his core, that's utterly important to him. And yet, the information exchange is highly valuable. Isn't that
Right.
interesting?
So that's a fantastic example of the truth and layers.
Right?
Even though there's, things in there that you would not agree with, there is still wisdom to be had in between in there somewhere.
All the characteristics
Yeah.
that you would list off about a person,
Hmm.
all the key things that you could pick out about a person, each one of those ticks the not on your freaking life mate box.
Right.
And yet, and it just cracks me up that I get on so well with this person.
Mm.
I love what they do. I'm so impressed with this person. And at the same time, I know that I could not like go out for coffee with them, for example. Like not on the relationship must be coaching. It cannot be different because those other things would get in the way.
All right. So we just hit on something. So I went off on a tangent in my head, but so think of since the advent of social media, right? Before that happened, we made our individual opinions about people as best as we could, because we still had like newspapers, books, and TV and stuff like that. But before social media, all our relationships were basically you had to make up your mind about someone, right?
Mhm.
By actually spending time with them.
Yeah.
And then social media came out, and then we kind of got polarized because people would like kind of try to capture your reaction and guide it somewhere else before you would even have it about something.
Mhm. Well, exactly what I've just said about
Hmm.
this person ticks all those boxes. With the world of social media, that's all you look at.
Right.
right? And that is enough to throw that person in the trash heap or wherever you're going to put them because they don't stand for the same things you stand for. And yet he does.
Right. Well, that's
He
what I'm saying, right?
does.
So
The
was your
values,
yeah.
the values are the same
Hmm.
or compatible at the very least. The approach to life, the level of search, curiosity, all those kind of things, the elements of the
Hmm.
human are absolutely compatible.
Right.
The facade isn't.
Right. And that's exactly what I'm getting at, right? So
Isn't
social
that
media is
interesting, though?
yeah. And because we got so used of the facade being pushed,
Mhm.
we forgot that connection that we usually make with people. Because someone will say, "Well, how could you be friends with someone who does this?" And then you have to sit there for a second and go, "That's a great question." And then you think about it, it's like, "Oh, because all these 20 other things, not just the one thing. There's 20 other things that make me friends with them."
My answer
Yeah.
to that question in this particular case,
Right.
because this is such a stark case
Mhm.
and recent, very
Right.
recent, my answer to that is because that's not my experience with them.
Right.
I am aware of these aspects that I do
Hmm.
not agree with. They are not my aspects, right? They're not something that I find
Hmm.
compatible, but those aren't how I experience that person. How I
Right.
experience them is through a values-based coaching system, and I'm absolutely resonant with that. So both things are true at the same time.
Right.
So again, with the question, here's the shopping list of things about this person.
Hmm.
And therefore, this is the conclusion. Is that true?
Right.
And in this case, the answer would be no, it really isn't. And for me, it never was. I started off as I am aware of certain things about this person. I
Right.
can draw conclusions, and I was correct that yes,
Hmm.
those other things followed
Yeah.
suit. But I was prepared to be curious and see, okay, how's this going to play out? How is this interaction going to work? And I was utterly delighted with how it worked. But how interesting is that? How much of that are we missing because of social media,
Right.
because of the level of superficiality that we accept in relationships,
Hmm.
right? Oh, this person fits into that social class or um, that hierarchy at work or that ethnicity or that religion or whatever the hell market you use. What does that really mean, though?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is that it? That's your point. They fit there. It's the same thing with magical practice. Like that's what you perceive, and you're not looking any deeper. The path
Right.
is there, and the path goes through that dark jungly bit that you've got to investigate and
Right.
be brave enough to go look. Go ask the question. Is it true? Is it real? Is it there? Can I do that? Let me try.
Hmm.
Or better
Yeah.
yet, let me do it.
Yeah. There's so many things that right now people are being conditioned for. It's not new to now, but the capacity to do it now is very great.
The capacity, that's the
Right.
key word. The capacity is exponentially larger than anything we've experienced in
Hmm.
humanity before. And that's key for good and for bad.
Right. Well, yeah, because it's just because it's being used for something that we don't like doesn't mean it can't be used for something you like.
Well, it has the equal and opposite
Right.
possibility, right?
Right.
It can be used, anything that can be used so badly can also be used so well.
So
So
goodly.
it can be turned around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah.
absolutely.
And if you're going to pursue magic, that's one of the skill sets to learn is that the understanding. And also what I'm getting is that this is the episode.
Yep.
There's no further need
I
to beat a
just got
dead
a,
horse.
I just got a whole
Mm,
like my spine just changed.
mm.
I can't explain that better, but my spine just kind of did a thing. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
not
If
sure
anything
why,
more is
but
beating the
okay.
dead horse.
Yeah, I guess. But that was a lot, and I don't think we circled too much.
No,
I
I
don't
think
know.
we
I'll have
managed
to
to go
listen to the
forward.
episode.
What was that?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
said I'll
the
have to listen to it again, but
yeah.
yeah, yes.
Yeah. All right. So take this episode to heart.
Of the
Once again,
primordial.
what's that?
Of the primordial.
That's right.
You said take this episode to the heart.
Yeah, of the primordial. That's right. Good catch.
Ah,
All right. Well, yeah. All right. So once again, I'm Daniel Dubois.
Michaela Gavin Stone.
Until next time.
Until next time.